Welcome to Your Moment with Miguel Ramirez.
Hello, and welcome to Your Moment. My name is Miguel Ramirez, and on today's show, I'm going to be interviewing Raul Chavez. He's written a book called Childhood Indians, Television, Film, and Sustaining the White Subconscious. Raul Chavez is a professor at Mount San Antonio College. He's taught for 24 years. He discusses the different stories from the Native American culture and how it can bring Native Americans together as a whole. My interview with Raul Chavez. I'm here with Raul Chavez. He's a professor at Mount San Antonio College. He's taught for 24 years, and he has knowledge of Native American history. The topic of today, Native Americans. Raul, it's nice to have you in the studio.
I'm grateful. I'm pleased to be here. I appreciate the opportunity to speak.
And what can you tell us about the history of Native American culture?
The thing that I think I find about Native American history, Native American culture that I am fondest of is the idea that it's fluid. It isn't static. It follows none of the norms that we as traditional Americans imagine that it is. And so that we as mainstream Americans truly realize how diverse, how unique Native communities are unto themselves. And so there's no Native experience. There's no one Native American story. It's something that is difficult for me to do, even in my own class. As I'm trying to teach different components of the Native story, whether it be that East Coast Haudenosaunee story, whether it be the Southwest Inde story, whether it be California Native experience, it's all just, it's exciting. It's exciting. There's a lot to talk about.
With the different types of Native American tribes, what have you noticed in terms of the similarities that they each have? Is there something that they kind of have a similar type of ritual, a similar pattern when it comes to reiterating their history?
Wow, that's a good question, and I think you helped me to determine how to answer that with your final statement. That's the idea of the oral tradition. We tell our stories, we tell our history through our stories, and it's stuff that is fluid from generation to generation. There's a wonderful scene from the Native American film, Sherman Alexie film, Smoke Signals, where the characters have just returned from their pilgrimage, their visit, and the grandmother of Thomas Builds the Fire, who is a storyteller, asks him to tell her about the trip. And Thomas asks the grandmother, do you want to know the truth or do you want to know lies? And her answer is, I want both. And I think that mixing the storytelling creates a narrative where indigenous peoples find their past through that presence. And I would argue that that's probably the single most shared component. Foods differ from location to location. Not everybody eats buffalo, okay? Others with acorn and others with the mescal plant. Diets are different. Clothing. Not everyone wears feathers, okay? So, yeah, there's no single shared identity, I would think the best way to put it. But I think the storytelling is the thing that brings us all together as indigenous peoples.
I'd like to thank Raul Chavez for stopping by. Next week, we're going to talk more about Native Americans and also their depiction through history of cinema and film and also television. To find me on social media, that is Twitter, Tumblr, LinkedIn, SoundCloud, Facebook, YouTube. That is at YMMRE07. I've enjoyed your company. Thank you for listening and have a nice day.
Stay up to date with news, interviews, and upcoming show episodes by following Your Moment with Miguel Ramirez on Spreaker.com. New episodes released every Friday at 6 p.m.